Bill Wheeler here with Upscale Event Productions. In this segment, we're going to walk through putting in the fun and taking the stress out of your next event. Be back in a minute. Hey, before we dive into planning your next event, take a moment and hit that subscribe button down below so you get our upcoming videos and get great ideas about planning your next event. And we help you make it magical and memorable without breaking the bank. Now let's dive right in. Now when we plan an event, there are some basic information we need to understand, whether it's an event for yourself or for a client. First and foremost, when is the event? And secondly, where is the event? And we're going to cover some of these topics a little more in depth here in just a moment. Now, when we plan an event, we have to understand, is there a budget for this event? Because that is one of the measurements of success. And also, what kind of event is this going to be? Is this a corporate brand that's going to do a product launch? Is it a fundraiser? Is it a social event? Is it just friends coming over to have a backyard barbecue? Now, this doesn't have to be complicated, but we do need to understand a few parameters. First and foremost, let's talk about our guests. We're going to create not just another event for them to come to. We want to create a guest experience. How many guests are coming? Who are the guests? And let's talk about our guests a little bit. Are they the outdoorsy type coming to a camping show, or are they more refined coming to a sit-down gala? We need to understand who our guests are and make sure the event meets their needs and expectations so we can exceed those expectations. Now, let's talk about a venue. Where are you having your event? Is it a hotel banquet room? Is it a church social hall? Is it your backyard? Is it a barn for a rustic kind of outdoor event? We need to understand where the event is going to be held and how many guests are allowed at that event. That may kind of steer some decisions on your invite list. Also, always get 3 different bids. And that way you can decide what is the best value for the type of event that you're putting on. Our next topic is about food. What are you serving at your event? Is it heavy hors d'oeuvres and champagne pass? Is it barbecue? Is it a sit-down plated dinner for a fundraiser or a gala? Some venues will provide their in-house catering department or their in-house restaurant and provide food. When you work with a venue, always ask if they have preferred vendors that come in and provide certain services and food for that particular venue. Always get 3 bids here as well. Now let's talk about photographers and videographers. Some do both, some do one or the other. You might want to consider the style of the photographer. If it's an outdoor event, like a sporting event, a run, a festival, try to find a photographer that specializes in those kinds of events. A studio photographer might be great, but you want somebody that can capture the action. And conversely, if it's a more red carpet type of event, you might want somebody that has some paparazzi type of experience. DJs, bands, and entertainment can also make or break the entire guest experience. Make sure that you find the right source of entertainment that fits the overall theme to your event. If you're having a red carpet event, you might want to have someone that specializes in big band or Broadway hits. If it's more of kind of a club atmosphere, DJ might fit the bill. There are other vendors that you might need to consider for your event, florists being one of them. You always want to make sure that the proper centerpieces within budget enhance the overall guest experience. You don't want to go cheap on centerpieces, but you don't want to break the bank either. You want to have something that's attractive and adds to the overall theme of the event. There are some other considerations you might want to factor into your event planning, like rentals. Some venues provide tables, chairs, and linens, some don't, so you have to ask the question. Do you need a dance floor? Do you need lighting? Do you need signage or graphics, or do you need printed materials or tickets for your event, particularly if it's what's called a gated event? Are there other things that you might need, like large screen TVs or projectors? There are several companies that specialize in rentals. We have a large catalog of rentals ourselves. If you have a casino night, we have giant dice that are stacked up. We have giant playing cards. We have photo booths and other things that can help you add to that overall guest experience. And lastly, don't forget, have we set and met the goals of our event? When planning your event, always consider that there are goals for those events and how do we meet those goals. It may be simple as, hey, let's get a bunch of people in the room so we can announce a new product like a new car or a new product or service. Or are we having a silent auction, and this way we get a lot of attendees to help bid up those items so we can get the maximum funds raised for an event or a nonprofit or a cause. Hopefully this gives you a checklist of some things to consider when you're planning your next event. Now, if you need help, feel free to give us a call at Upscale Event Productions or check out our website at upscaleeventproductions.com. Or, like I promised you, we have a free gift by hanging around here to the end. Look in the description below for a link to get our free Upscale Event Production event planning checklist. It helps you kind of map out and figure out the best way to put on an event and make sure that you're getting the best value for all those different pieces that you need to do to make sure that that event is magical and memorable. If there are any topics out there that you would like to see, put them down there in the comments. We really do pay attention to it. I hope this helps. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you soon. Have a great event.